Hi, welcome to TouchPoints TV. I'm Debbie House, Editor-in-Chief of Retail TouchPoints, and I'm here today with Andy Eisner, who's the Senior Director of Retail Solution Consulting for Oracle Retail. Welcome, Andy.
Thanks, Debbie. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So this talk with Andy is part of a three-part series of videos that we'll be doing with executives from Oracle Retail. And the first one today is with Andy and on the topic of optimized operations. So I have a couple of questions for you, Andy, and I think we'll just jump right into them. Okay, so the first one is, with the customer experience in mind, what are the key touch points that retailers must align in order to optimize operations?
That's a good question, Debbie. And really, when we think about optimized operations, the end goal of optimized operations is having the right inventory at the right place at the right time. And that's an old cliche in retail, but still it's exceedingly difficult for many retailers to accomplish that. Additionally, you have to worry about the balance of the right inventory and the cost of that inventory with the service level that you're trying to provide to that customer. So when we think about optimized operations, we're really looking at four major points that the retailer needs to capitalize on to be successful. The first of those is an accurate demand forecast. Frequently, we see retailers that will have a demand forecast that's made available in a replenishment solution. They may have a different forecast that's in a planning solution, maybe a third forecast in a pricing solution, and then different parts of the business are planning to different numbers. Retail, we believe an enterprise forecast, a single forecast that provides all business processes with an accurate view of demand is essential in optimizing operations. The second thing that we look at is real-time inventory visibility and a time-phased view of that inventory moving into the future. So really we're talking about a view of future sales, current and future inventory, future orders, and then constraints in the supply chain that could cause issues. That will give retailers the opportunity to be proactive within the supply chain versus reactive. A third thing we look at when we talk about true optimization within the operations are replenishment parameters. Many times retailers could have tens of or even hundreds of millions of replenishment parameters at SKU store time period combinations. And it's just too difficult for any group of people to set those accurately. They have to use much higher defaults and let those roll down. So what we can do is help truly optimize those using science so that at each store, based on that store's unique demand, can have replenishment parameters unique to it at SKU store to help enable the best service level with the least amount of inventory. And lastly, with those operations is once that inventory is in the right spot, you still have to be able to fulfill it. So you need to be able to orchestrate orders correctly so that regardless of where that demand is entering the retailer, they can look to see what's the best possible opportunity and place to fulfill from, and then also having the tools in place to be able to pick, pack, and ship, whether that be to a customer's home or to a retail store.
Terrific. So a little bit more specifically, can you talk about some of the benefits or ROIs that retailers can expect following the implementation of these types of solutions?
Yeah, I can. And, really what we're trying to look at is, it's many of the main KPIs that any retailer is going to look to try to improve. So really an increase in sales, an increase in margin, a decrease in inventory cost, and then driving that with a more accurate forecast. So some of the things we've been able to see with our customers, and granted, every retailer is different depending on whether they're fashion with maybe higher margins or grocery with less margins, but depending on where they're coming from a forecast perspective, we've been able to see anywhere from a 10 to 40% increase in forecast accuracy. So with that increase in forecast accuracy is being able to really drive down your inventory costs and still maintain good service levels. We've had customers able to take anywhere from 15 to 25% of their inventory out and still maintain the same service level. As a matter of fact, we're working right now with a grocer over in Europe, and over the last 5 to 6 quarters, by optimizing their replenishment parameters, they've been able to reduce about 48 million euros from their supply chain. So that's a significant amount of money in these current economic conditions. Additionally, we've seen customers be able to get anywhere from 2 to 5% in-store service levels and in-stock percentages to go up as well.
So some really impressive results.
There really are.
Yeah. So, so regarding customer service specifically, there's a lot of talk in the retail industry about providing, buy anywhere, pick up anywhere, deliver anywhere. How important is that for retailers today, and how can an optimized operation solution help to accommodate that goal?
Well, we believe it's very important, and that's because obviously more and more retailers are either providing those services or attempting to provide those services. Actually, it's difficult. So, but conversely, with being difficult is it's really becoming the norm. It's what customers expect. It used to be only the high-end, retailers. You might think of like a Nordstrom or somebody that's super big on customer service is really going to do whatever it takes for that customer. Well, now we're seeing almost, many retailers where you can, buy on the web, be able to pick it up in the store in, 15 or 20 minutes. Actually, I just read just this week that I believe Walmart over the holidays is going to attempt same-day, delivery within certain categories in certain areas of the country. So not only is it an idea, it's here, and retailers are doing it all the time. So with that, a lot of the things I talked about, basically, on your first question, are really things that will enable us to, or the retailers to be able to do that. I think the biggest key, especially with the timeliness that customers expect their answer and their order to be fulfilled, is that real-time view of inventory. And if I'm going to promise that you're going to go pick it up at a store in 15 or 20 minutes, we have to have a very high level of confidence that those products are going to be there. And once again, with an accurate forecast and the new channels that customers are always coming into retail, so whether it be a pop-up store, web, catalog, we have to have a good, accurate picture of where we think that demand is.
All right, terrific. So I think that'll about do it for our discussion. I want to thank you, Andy, for joining me today, and I want to thank all our viewers for watching TouchPoints TV. Have a great day.